All right, boys and girls, today we're going to be making a bird and out of clay, and we're starting with a wonderful piece of clay. And what we need to do is flatten this thing out into a thickness that's the same. And the way we're going to be doing that is using these two guides. They kind of look like chopsticks. I'm going to put them here, and what this is going to do is help you get a uniform thickness, the same thickness across. Let me show you, if you get your clay rolled out perfectly, it would mean that this is just going to roll right back and forth. But you see, when I put the clay here, it's not going to work. So what you have to start to do is start from the center, push down, and start to roll out. And when I push, some kids even need to stand during this part because I'm rolling out this way. Now, it could be that I don't want it to be really long. Do you see how if I keep doing this, it's going to get really long? So maybe I'll just push this like this, and if it gets stuck, just take it off. But I could always rotate my paper, put my guides this way, and then start to go this direction. Now, you're going to roll it out, and now, look, perfect. Now your bird is over here, and when you come and you decide that you're ready to trace your bird, you have to look, do I have enough space? So I'm looking over here, over here, not so much space. So look what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a cutting tool, and I'm going to steal a little bit from over here. So I'm going to take that, I'm going to put it over here. I'm not going to put it right next to it, I'm actually going to overlap it. And I'm going to put my guides here again. Push it down. And now just like that, yay for me, there it is. Now, how are we going to get that shape on there? Well, what you're going to do is use, of all things, a paper clip. And you're going to use the paper clip to drag over this outside edge. Now, some kids, when they come to the wing, they say, Miss Heat-Dirks, I wanted to have another piece for the wing. And you're exactly right. You're going to be cutting out that wing piece. So actually, when you cut out the body, you want to pretend that the wing is not there. So for this one, I'm just going to imagine, and I'm just marking it in red so that you can see it. We are going to go here. So now what I'm going to do is take this, and I'm going to drag it over my clay. And when I do, I'm kind of pushing down. I'm not pushing all the way through the clay. I'm just going around the outside edge. And if you need help with this, all you have to do is raise your hand, and Ms. Fairbank or I will come over and help you. So now that I've done that, if I lift it up, hopefully you can see that there's now an indentation. Now, amazingly enough, a paper clip is a great thing to use to cut out clay. So what I'm going to do is just pierce it into here, and I'm going to drag it. Now, while I'm doing this, I'm pushing down into the clay because I'm actually cutting it all the way through all the thicknesses. So I'm going to come over here. And notice I'm not going like this or whatever, I'm just holding it straight up and down and pushing in. Now you have to get this clay off from around the bird that you just cut. And some kids go, I can't get it off. Well, the easiest way to do it is just to pick up the whole thing, peel back the paper from the back, and just doop, take it off. Super easy. I'm going to come over here, doop, there it goes. And just like that, I have the shape of my bird. Now, some of you are going to find that you have like some chunky edges going on here. And a kind of a way to make it look a little smoother and a little more professional is to take your finger, dip it in the water, and just kind of rub along the edge. When you do that, it's going to just smooth right out, and it's going to look so professional. You're going to be like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. Now, a word of warning, don't use too much water, don't go crazy, because then your bird's just going to turn into a pile of mud, which would be very sad. You don't need to smooth this out. Now what I'm going to do is look back at some of these old pieces that I had, and I don't want to immediately crumble them into a ball because I need these. Look what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut out my wing now. So I'm going to put this on top of here, and I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to trace here around the wing. Take off your paper and then cut it. Doo-dee-doo-dee-doo. Some of you already might be thinking, oh, it'd be so fun to take some of that clay home. Please don't. Because number one, I need it for here at school. And number two, if you bring it home and make something, the first time you even like blow on it or anything or touch it, it's probably going to crack. Because this is clay that's designed to go into our kiln, where it's going to get very, very hot and turn into ceramic. So on that note, I have my wings and my birds ready to go. The last thing that I am going to do is I'm going to add a little eyeball. And the way that I'm going to do that is just take a little bit of clay from here, and I'm going to put it in my hand, and I'm going to roll it into a ball. I'm kind of doing it this way in my hand so that you can see. Usually I like to use my palms and kind of go in a circular motion. So now I have this cute little ball. The problem is that if I put this on here, and even if I push it down, it comes right off. You have to attach it. And the way to attach it, it's kind of like your glue, is by scratching it. We actually call it scoring. So I'm going to take this little thing and I'm going to scratch the back of it. Scratch, scratch, scratch. I'm going to scratch where I want the eyeball to go. Scratch, scratch, scratch. I'm going to use my little finger and dip in just a little tiny bit of water and put it on there. And now I'm going to put it here and push down. And if you do the wiggle test, if you go like this and it doesn't come off, you're golden. Now, if you want a little center in your eyeball, you can just take a tool like this and just kind of twist it in there, and you'll be ready to go. The next video is going to be showing you how to make texture on your bird.